It's not been as long this time. Last time it was 3 weeks. Today it's been 3 days. See, how good am I? I made a promise and I kept it. But yeah, today's going to be the first video covering somewhere that I actually went on my travels. It's going to be New York. New York was the first stop on the journey. We flew from Stansted to JFK. I'm just going to basically be going through what I did. Prices of things, best places to see and best places to do. Best places to do? Not really English, but okay. And just general stuff. I'll talk about everything, but then I'll put photos and there'll be a video link at the end as well, but I'll get to that when we come to it. So, to start with, flew from, obviously, Stansted to JFK. Got to JFK, it was about 8 o'clock in the evening in the end. They'd had quite a bit of snow in New York the week before. So there was a lot of snow on the ground still. It was I'd say probably about 1.5 to 2 foot snow. Which was nice, because obviously we don't get much snow in England. And if we do, it's a centimetre and it stops buses, trains, all public transport. So it was nice to see a country that doesn't grind to a halt when there's a little bit of snow. So yeah, that was good. Collected our bags, got through passport control and everything pretty quickly. I must say the electronic visa that you get for places like America is very useful. It means customs is very easily. So that really helps time-wise. We were probably out of the airport by 8:30 after collecting our bags. And got in a taxi, famous American yellow taxi. You know you're in America when you see one of them. Got in that, made our way. We were staying on 79th Street, which obviously 79th Street's from the centre of New York. So the taxi from the airport probably took about 20 minutes maybe, which was pretty good. It didn't cost a large amount. It was pretty cheap. And we got to the hotel. Hotel was quite nice. I say nice. It was bearable. We weren't spending extortionate amounts on hotels because you can't afford to do that. So we got to the hotel. Got unpacked. Just basically went to bed. Because we'd been on a plane all day. And yeah, you do get slightly jet lagged. I mean, it's not terrible, but you still get slightly. So that was the first day. Well, first night, I suppose. The first full day was the next day. We obviously were on 79th Street, staying opposite Central Park, which was really cool. As we got up and came out of the road where the hotel was, you'd look directly at Central Park, and it was covered in snow. And to see Central Park just white was, to see that as basically the first thing on the first full day, was amazing. And that set up the trip pretty nicely because when you start off a day like that, you feel really energetic and you think, well, this is good. So yeah, we did that. We walked into the centre of New York. So we walked basically from 79th Street into the centre, which was a little bit of a journey, but we didn't really know about the subway the first day, so it was more of just a sightseeing, fact-finding tour the first bit. Yeah, we walked into the centre. Just trying to get your bearings a little bit because obviously it's a new place. And the first thing you obviously see is the Empire State Building, it being the biggest building in New York. So we went straight to that, in all honesty. Kind of, you see it, you want to do it. And bought tickets for that probably about an hour after we got to the centre of New York. Went up. There's a wonderful little virtual reality. It's kind of like one of those simulator things you'd get up here, You go on it and it moves around and it throws you up and down and everything. And Kevin Bacon was narrating it. And no one dislikes Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon's pretty much amazing, So yeah, Kevin Bacon narrated that. And that was on the 89th floor maybe. And then you went up a couple more floors in the elevator. So I said elevator, American term. You went up on the elevator to the top floor. And then obviously you went onto the viewing deck and you could see the 360-degree view of New York, which was amazing to take photos of, like to see for miles and see all the buildings and the landmarks. It's just unbelievable. It's difficult for photos and me saying it to put it into perspective of how good it is, but it really is amazing. So yeah, we did that. had a bit of lunch at the wonderful New York establishment that is obviously McDonald's, because, you know, no one can disagree with a McDonald's. And I think that was pretty much it for the first day. I don't think we did anything else. I think we just kind of took it easy on the first day, you know, did the Empire State Building, had a bit of lunch, went back to the hotel. I think we were still catching up on sleep, in all honesty, so it was hard to, you know, prolong the day too much. But it was probably for the best, because the next day we crammed a lot into the second day. So yeah, it made a good sense at the time to get some sleep. So yeah, the second day was full of great stuff. We eventually worked out how to use the subway, and in all honesty, if you're going to New York, use the subway. It's not difficult. Once you find your stop and you know where you want to go, the lines are just direct, and saves so much time walking. So much time. We were where we wanted to be within 5 minutes. It's just incredible. And the place where we were going to was the 9/11 Memorial. Now, obviously, everyone knows about 9/11 and they know what happened and the circumstances around it. But for me, if you watch it on the TV, like I did, and you read about it, you obviously understand what happened, and you feel terrible for what happened, but you don't get a full feeling of it until you go to this memorial, because you see where the buildings were, you see the fountains that they've made to commemorate the people that lost their lives, but more importantly, you see the museum that they've built with the remains of what happened there. And I don't think, unless you go there, you get a true and accurate assessment of the scale of what happened. You know, it really is, it's a harrowing sort of thing to go there and see it. And yeah, I don't think I thought I'd feel as emotionally attached to it when I got there, but you soon are pulled in by everything you see, and the scale of what happened is just, it's unbelievable, honestly. I think that something like that, I wouldn't say favourite, because that probably isn't the right word to use for something like that, but as memorable experiences go, that's definitely up the top, because, like I say, you just can't put into words how much it affected New York until you see the effects of it in person, because those two buildings coming down was, and how the city has recovered and the strength they have had to recover, like, emotionally and physically, personally, everything. It's just, it is amazing how they've recovered. But yeah, it was very harrowing, like I've said before. The day that we got there, ironically, we didn't plan it like this. It just happened to be the 22nd anniversary of the 1993 attack. So there was actually a parade, and the mayor was there. I think Rudy Giuliani was mayor at the time. So he was there, and the police had their bagpipes and their band there. So I recorded that. I made a video, so I'll leave a link for that below. But yeah, we went into the museum after that, and I'll put some pictures of the museum at the end. But the museum is just it's incredible to see how the country, the city, and everything kind of came together to support each other after all these attacks and rebuild the great city of New York. It is incredible, and there's no other word for it. Incredible's the word. And like I say, unless you go there and see it, it's just so hard to put into words how much it affected them. And yeah, it is incredible. I keep saying incredible, but it's genuinely the only word I can use to describe it. There's no other words for it. And yeah, we did that. It takes a good 4.5, 5 hours to get around the museum and take everything in that you see. But it's so worth it, so very worth it. It just, I can't put, like I said, I just can't put into words how good it is. Yeah. But after we finished that, we went out, had some famous New York pizza, literally across from the memorial itself. That was an experience. You can't ever say that you've had New York pizza unless you've had it in New York, I suppose. So, you know, that was good. And after that, got back on the subway, the wonderful subway that we've now mastered, and we headed down to the Statue of Liberty and Battery Park. Now, because of the weather conditions when we were there, it would have been very difficult to get to the Statue of Liberty itself. So we settled for going to Battery Park and taking photos from there, which isn't that far away. And you know what? Because we only had 3 days in New York, I was happy to not go to the statue itself. But, you know, I've seen it from a distance now, so I can say that I've done that. And yeah, I feel like I don't feel like I'd have gotten much from going to the statue. I mean, I know it's a landmark and everything, but I feel like I got more from the 9/11 memorial and the museum than I would have that. So I'd rather have done that than that. But and I think after that, I think headed back to the hotel again. Just because obviously it'd been a long day, quite a bit of walking around. It's very, I won't say emotionally draining, but you get so emotionally attached to the stories from 9/11 and the, you know, just the general feeling that it evoked from people. You just kind of, it does drain you a little bit after 5 hours, and not in a bad way. You really, it was just amazing, and I just can't recommend it enough. But yeah, it does drain you a little bit. So yeah, we went back to the hotel and basically went to sleep again. Like I say, we were only in New York 3 days, so we had one more day, full day in New York. So we were going to make the most of that, obviously. So we tried to hit everything else, like main landmark wise, that we hadn't hit in the first 2 days. So we jumped on the subway again, headed to Grand Central Station, which is amazing because you see it in films and TV shows, like people running through it or trying to catch someone in it. But you go in there, the murals on the ceiling and the gold everywhere, it blows you away a little bit. It's pretty incredible. So yeah, we did that, took some photos in there, and then headed outside, had a little wander around the back streets of New York. That was pretty cool. Wandered around there for a while, got some money out of one of their thousands of banks that they seem to have, and headed to Bloomingdale's, which obviously I look like such a shopper, but it's a famous shop, so it was nice just to say I've been in there. It's huge. Huge does not describe this amazing department store. I believe it was 7 floors, and there was just shop after shop after shop. It was unbelievable. I can imagine people in America go there and just get lost for a day, because you could get lost there for a day and just wander through every shop. But we didn't get to New York to do that, so we were there for probably an hour and a half, if that. So yeah, we did that. Headed back to the hotel again, but this time just sit down for a couple of hours because we were going to the Brooklyn Bridge in the evening, which is one of the best sights, I think, in New York, in all honesty. When it's dark and it's lit up and the city's lit up behind it, there's pretty much nothing that can beat that sight. It's words can't describe how much it just, you know, it's the New York skyline. It's painted for you. It is incredible. You know, I've said incredible like 30 times in this video, but I think incredible is the only word to describe New York. It's just, you see all these buildings lit up, and you see people riding past on bikes, and the traffic underneath you, and it's just the New York experience that everyone looks for. And I did it. I'm amazed that I did it, you know. It still amazes me that I went there. It's nearly been a year now since I went to New York, and it still amazes me. I miss New York. I miss America, but I miss New York quite deeply. I think everyone should go to New York once in their life because it's just amazing, honestly. And so yeah, we that was the 3 days in New York. So we pretty much saw as much as we could, and I'm happy with the amount we saw. I mean, like I say, you can always go back to New York. It's a 7-hour flight away. And like I say, I'd recommend anyone going there. It's just incredible. The amount you can see and do, it's just, you can spend a week there. But because obviously we were on a schedule of sorts at first bit, we didn't spend that. But I love New York. I believe that's a t-shirt as well. I love New York. So yeah, after New York, we next day we got on a bus and we headed to Washington DC, the nation's capital. You know, that was something as well. But I'll save that for the next video, obviously. This has been New York. Love New York. But yeah, I'm going to post some photos on after the end of this video. Just have a little quick look through them, see what you think. And yeah, this was video number 3. 3 videos now. Amazing, isn't it? Might even keep a schedule. Shocking, I know. Anyway, this has been the wonder of travel talk, and I'll see you next time.